Test, 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 test. That was good.
We all doing all right? Okay.
Back again.
Yes. It'll probably work. Hopefully they can hear you as well. All right, everybody. Thanks for being patient. We ran into a few technical issues during the show. I think the stream went down and we had to change URLs. So hopefully everybody's going to be able to join us. But we're back here with the Prohormone show again. I think when's the last time we all got together? A few months ago? A couple months? December?
December. Yeah.
Yep, December. So we constantly get questions from everybody. So I wanted to bring back the experts, Edwin and Jordan. We've got a ton of questions that came in from people, and these are a lot of questions that you guys just have in general. I believe that, John, is the question, the form they can fill out for questions down there? Okay, so yeah, so right below the video here, there is a form. If you got questions during the show, submit it there. John and Madison are going to get it, and they'll patch it over to me, and I'll ask the experts. Probably a lot of new people in here, so to get started, Edwin, can you just give us your background?
Yeah, so I have about 13 years in the industry now. I used to be a rep for High Tech, a product rep for High Tech, so know a lot of the pro hormones, a lot of breakdowns of all the other sister brands that they have as well. I did work for Supplement Warehouse for about 3 years. Recently just left, but you guys asked me to come back for the show and I couldn't turn them down. So, but I myself did compete before as well. So, yeah.
All right. Jordan?
I'm Jordan. I've been with the company for almost 4 years now, and I am the current operations manager for Best Price Nutrition in Supplement Warehouse. Started out as one of the sales guys here, so learned a lot as I've been here. My pro hormone knowledge is very good. Fat burners. I mean, any questions that you have, I can definitely answer. Never competed before. It may be something that I do down the line, but again, I'm huge into fitness. I live it and I breathe it, and it's always going to be a part of my life.
Awesome. Okay. So to let you guys know, during this show, there is 20% off almost everything on our websites. Can't use them like on volume deals and stacks because we already give you like a really big discount. But because you're on the show tonight, if you want to shop at supplementwarehouse.com, mysupplementstore.com, or BestPriceNutrition.com, use the coupon code FEB20. I hate that coupon code, but John picked it out. So that's FEB20 at the checkout, and they'll give you 20% off almost everything on the website. That's only good till what, like tomorrow around what, 8 a.m.? Yeah, so make sure to get your orders in. All right, so let's start off with a few of the first questions. You guys ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Do it.
So, tickets? Our old tickets. Okay, you want to announce those now? Okay. Yes. So also, if you were a customer of ours, you probably got a few emails over the past couple weeks. We were giving away, I gotta hide this code here, some Arnold VIP tickets, which included like premium reserved seating for Friday night and the Saturday night finals. You get a 3-day fast expo pass. And you get a whole bunch of you get to go to the Arnold party.
Mhm.
You're going to the thing, right?
Yep. I will be there.
He couldn't win, but he is going to be there. So if you want to meet Jordan, no, let's not do that. He's going to be around. We ain't setting up
Great.
anything.
I'm gonna get a press reference. Don't worry. Sign autographs and I'll take pictures.
Yes, but in the middle of the show, we are going to announce our winner, and they'll be emailed as well. But you get 2 tickets to the Arnold Festival coming up in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, about 2 weeks out.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Amber. Edwin is amazing. So glad he's back to be live. All right, cool. All right. Okay, first question, open to both of you. We get a lot of questions on how long someone should take a prohormone. Most of the prohormones, 1 bottle lasts you a month. But what's your guys' recommendations for the optimal length of time to take a prohormone?
I mean, I've always ever recommended 8 weeks for any prohormone, realistically speaking. Some of the 1-andros, or even some of the epi-andros, I feel like you can go on to 12 weeks, but that's kind of pushing it. But I've always given the rule of thumb of at least 8 weeks is all you really need for most of them. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. 8 weeks is definitely the most recommended time that we usually give advice on. For those who try to do 4 weeks, I usually try to get them going for an extra month. But again, as Edwin said, those 1-andros, those lipoprohormones, the epi-andros, you could essentially push it out for 3 months, 12 weeks. But yeah, 8 weeks is normally what I recommend.
Okay.
Those who are trying to get started on a cycle.
Gotcha. Okay. 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Possibly 12 with the lighter ones. All right. Perfect. Okay. Going along with that same, so you recommend being on a prohormone for 8 weeks. How much time should you take off before you do another prohormone cycle?
Well, your PCT is going to be 4 weeks afterwards. So you're going to be off completely then, technically. And then I would say wait another 4 weeks after that, and then jump into another cycle if you want to. The beautiful thing, as we mentioned before in a lot of our other shows, and one big thing that high tech is very, very big on still is all these prohormones that being non-methylated. So you don't get any liver damage to them or anything like that. They're not really toxic to anything in your system. Giving yourself that 8-week break, or at least a 4-week PCT and then a 4-week break afterwards of everything, so that your body kind of reset, and then jumping right back into a cycle would be definitely okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
And to continue with that, okay, Jordan, I know you take prohormones. How many cycles per year would you recommend, or how many do you take per year?
Usually, I mean, if I'm going to go on cycle, it's probably twice per year. Usually getting closer to summertime, I'm trying to lean out. I'll jump on something like 1 test Winstrol, 1 test dimethazine. After my 8 weeks on, I'll cycle off. And then usually right before the start of winter is when I'll get ready for my bulking cycle. So I might jump on Equipoise, Anavar, Sustanon. I usually fluctuate between, depending on how much weight I'm trying to put on. So normally 2, maybe 3, but 2 is usually how many cycles that I normally do each year.
And you do them all year round, right?
All year round. I don't stop. That's a joke, guys.
Yeah. So 2 or 3, would you say?
I could say 3 tops, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing 8 weeks at a time, that's only 2 months out of it. So realistically speaking, if you're only doing 6 months total in a year of prohormones, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
So.
All right. Perfect. All right. So switching it up slightly. Okay. So people, somebody's just about to jump on their cycle. It says take 2 tablets per day. Should they be taking them with food on an empty stomach? Is there a special golden hour for them to take these prohormones?
I've always recommended first thing in the morning, right upon awakening, and then the second one should either be taking. Well, a lot of it depends on what time of day they work out. So if they are morning workout people, they can take one right before their workout, so give or take about 40 minutes to an hour, and then the second one they can just take it in the evening. But for someone like me, for example, who I do actually work out in the evening, I would take one in the morning and then one about 40 minutes to an hour before my workout, basically.
Okay.
So
How about
Yeah,
you?
they're very similar. And as far as just like with or without food, that's kind of totally up to you. If you have a sensitive stomach, I normally recommend having something. You don't have to eat a full meal, but just getting something in your stomach to help with that breakdown. For me, I don't have really an issue with pills, so I can go on an empty stomach and have no problems. So it's kind of to your own, basically, discrepancy whether you have a sensitive stomach or not.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is a question we get a lot. I don't even know if we have an answer. I know you used to work with high tech. We get this question all the time. I'm not sure what to tell people, but is there like a half-life of prohormones, or how long does it last? You know, like if you stopped.
Half-life of one andros, I believe, is 6 hours, and the half-life of 4 andros is 9 hours, 9 or 10 hours, one of the two, if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's why you have to take them multiple times a day, because of their short half-lives in the body. But full active life, I believe it's only 20 hours for any given prohormone, realistically speaking. So that's why you need to take them on a daily basis as well, to actually consistently keep it going in a buildup of your system.
Okay, that's good. Okay,
Yeah.
well, now I know how to answer that question. So I do get a lot, and I'm like, I don't know. But that's why we got these guys here. Okay, so okay, so another question we get, and I try to be careful on the way I answer this when people ask. But you know, hey, I'm in the military, or I get tested at work. Do I have to worry about prohormones?
I don't think you should. Work-wise, I don't think they're testing you for prohormones per se. I think they're more so testing you for other recreational drugs. And prohormones wouldn't really pop up on anything in terms of that. Military-wise, you'd have to just double check with your drug screening to see what kind of supplements you can or can't take. Because sometimes they will have andros on there, or even just like a 1 DHEA or a 4 DHEA, which is pretty much what these prohormones are. So you just have to double check with that just to be on the safe end. I have had a lot of military customers beforehand who would buy them all the time, and they never had any issues on that. But that was just them. I don't know if the different branches work a little bit differently with how these supplements work, but yeah, just to be on the safe side, always double check.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, going down this list, helpful so far, guys. So you mentioned these being non-methylated. We do sell a lot of a product called High Tech Pharmaceuticals Liver RX. Is taking a liver support required?
I wouldn't say it's required. If you want to take it just to be on the safe side, absolutely. Liver RX is a fantastic blend, to be honest with you. It has literally everything in there that you pretty much need to actually keep a healthy liver function going. So even just taking that on a daily basis, just for a regular supplement, just to kind of decrease inflammation buildup in your liver, which has a lot to do with how the rest of your body actually does work, I think is great to do. I take it myself every single day. But specifically for prohormones, I don't really think it's too necessary. So,
no, especially if there's a lot of, I'm sure we'll get asked this question at some point. Can I drink on these?
Yep.
If you are, again, because they are non-methylated, they don't technically have any toxicity, but your liver still has, still going to bypass your liver. And if you are one who drinks while on these, it's probably a good idea just to throw in a liver supplement there. Liver RX is perfect for that.
Yeah, I think I had a gentleman the other day that said he was trying to get as beefy as he could for a wedding coming up, because he was like trying to compete against like his other buddy who could get the most ripped.
Okay.
And he wanted to know if he could still take the prohormone while he was there, so he's still feeling good and everything. And I think I told him, I was like, just take some Liver RX during the time, but these are non-methylated, so it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to jump to some questions that are popping in right now. These may be kind of specific. Wade Wilson says, I'm currently using Decabolin. Is there another prohormone that I would see larger gains from, or maybe something to stack it with?
So I'm assuming by large, if you're on more of like the bulking side,
Mass, yep,
mass. Sustanon 250 would be great for that. It's a blend of 4 andros with an epiandro in there as well, so it'll help with any excess water weight. But that heavy blend of 4 andros will really help you pack on some nice, good mass.
And then we also have that new decadurabolin, which is even a stronger version of the decabolin.
Yep.
So that could be something to maybe replace the decabolin with, but or as Jordan said, stack it with that Sustanon 250. Okay, so what is your guys' recommendation? I swear this isn't my question, but he is 43 as well. Best stack for a 43-year-old man who's looking to increase some lean mass and drop weight. So I guess that's kind of a recomp.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
what do you guys think?
One test and either Winstrol or dimethazine.
Yeah.
So really can't go wrong with a one test and epiandro stack. Works really well correspondingly together. No aromatization at all. So you won't have to worry about any kind of excess water weight or anything like that. And being at that age, no offense, having that high spike of 1-DHA definitely will help out long term as well. So.
And then if you're not opposed to stims, you could always throw in a fat burner in there as well. High-Tech's got that Lipidrine, which is our very best-selling fat burner. I mean, it's been in the fitness industry for years.
Yeah.
As basically, I mean, I'd say it's the #1 selling fat burner of all time. So if you want to throw in something extra, like a thermogenic to help you lose weight, I'd look into the Lipidrine.
All right. Okay, let's see what's next here. Going through some questions, guys. We talked about Sustanon 250. Can I stack Sustanon 250 with Haladrol?
Yeah, I've had some people do that before.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Easy enough. Let's see. Okay, there's a few questions about this. What's the safest prohormone that you would recommend someone to take?
One test. I say the one testosterone.
One test, 1 AD. I mean, something with basically no side effects. I would. #1 is going to be one test.
Yeah.
If you want something lighter, 1 AD. It's the same compound, just a lesser dosage.
Yeah.
So 1 AD has what, the super laxogen in it?
It's just,
That's
I think just the Laxogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 milligrams.
Super.
No, you're thinking of
Is there one with super?
There is one with super.
Is it Heladrol? Or is it
Heladrol.
Monsterplex?
Monsterplex. Winstrol have it too.
Well, Monsterplex has a diasterol in here, which is
Yeah.
a higher form of Laxogen in there.
Okay.
So
That's good to know. I'm going to stop saying that. All right, let's see. I guess we can answer this. I don't think it's too. Are these prohormones comparable to the muscle building benefits of TRT?
no.
No. Unfortunately, TRT, I mean, that's obviously going to, I can't give you advice on that really, but you are going to see much better results, I guess, from TRT. Not to say that you won't get results from hormones, but obviously something that you take right in, and you injecting right into your body, you're going to see immediate results from.
Yeah.
But for those who don't want to go that route, they don't want to have to pin themselves, they don't want to have to go to a doctor, go through the process. This is a much better and possibly safer alternative with less side effects.
Because TRT, I mean, got to be on it forever. Cause hair loss and all this other stuff, right? I don't know if we want to get into it.
Not necessarily, yeah. I mean, that's you can't TRT trend. No, I mean, TRT is supposed to be the more beneficial way for men to get exogenous hormones to help balance out their own hormones. But with some people, it's not. I don't think their test levels would be that low to where they would actually need it. So going with a prohormone stack, like I've had some guys who said they would, again, this is what they've said before, is they've taken one test and they felt very similar to how they were when they were taking TRT. And then I've had some guys that come in here and they're like, well, I am on TRT and I want to take prohormone on top of it too. So I was like, okay.
So what's your answer for that? Because we do get a lot of questions about, hey, I'm on TRT, but I want to build some additional lean muscle. Is there a prohormone you guys would recommend for someone on TRT?
Yeah, you could take any other prohormones you're listening to speaking. So I mean, equipoise, decadurabolin, any of the epiandros, dianabol, any of the other androgenic or andro form of prohormones besides I mean, technically you could do the one testosterone as well too, but it's kind of I feel like that'd be a waste. But if you want to throw in something like Halodrol or something like that too on top of it, I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's all going to be relative to your goals. Whether you're trying to bulk or lean out, that's something normally I recommend asking yourself. You know, we get a lot of questions like, "What's pro hormones best for?" Well, you got to ask yourself, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to bulk? Are you trying to cut down? Maybe you want to build muscle. You want to recomp. I mean, yeah, you got to ask yourself that question first. Like, what am I trying to do? And then we can definitely help you from there.
Okay. Okay, well, this guy's trying to do something here.
There we go. Do something.
Yes. So he's asking specific. So he's got an injury.
Okay.
And he's asking about, I mean, specifically nerve regrowth. But I guess overall, if you've got an injury, whether it's joints, muscles, anything, is there a pro hormone that you guys would recommend to help with the recovery time?
Let's see. I mean, I don't know pro hormone, but I mean, staying in that high tech realm, IGF,
IGF-1,
protropin, anything that's going to help produce more growth hormone, because that's what's going to help rebuild, rejuvenate, repair damaged muscle tissue. I don't know necessarily about nerve issues. That might be something a little bit deeper into health related.
If it's nerves within the muscle, I would say yes. That's how they actually do regrow themselves, is through your body's natural release of growth hormone. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who actually go out there and actually, after having really bad injuries or muscle tears, should I say, they'll go and try to get like prescribed growth hormone from their doctors and all that kind of stuff to help with that process. But I know a lot of people don't actually get it covered either, and it's really expensive. So if you want a more affordable route and a more natural route, our bodies, especially if you're getting optimal sleep as well too, which is a huge factor. Our bodies release so much growth hormone while we sleep. So taking a supplement to actually help increase that, I think protropin and IGF-1 are both really, really good ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I do agree. I talked to these two last year when I separated my AC joint in my shoulder. Got really depressed about that and was looking for any kind of solution. And you guys did recommend, I did take the IGF-1 and the protropin. I'm not going to say that's all that healed it, because I was going to physical therapy 3 days a week as well. Yeah. But I was looking for any kind of type of solution. And those are two of the products I took. And in that same realm, because we do get a lot of questions about the Pro IGF and the protropin, what is really the difference between the two? I mean, why should you take one over the other?
So IGF-1 is a certain type of growth hormone your body produces. So insulin growth factor 1 helps with the way your body metabolizes sugars and glucose throughout your bloodstream, especially while you sleep. Helps to optimize nutrients and help them to go right into the muscle tissue while you're sleeping, especially to help actually full-on recovery and building muscle, essentially. Protropin is an amino acid blend that actually helps to naturally get your body to release all the different types of growth hormones in your body. So they do work very correspondingly together, so that way, because naturally when your body produces more growth hormone, your body will produce more IGF-1 too. So when you're taking two different supplements that both help with that, you get the enhancement of each one of them, basically. So.
All right, perfect. And again, everybody, if you do have questions, right below this video, there's a link to a form. You can fill them out, and these guys will answer them tonight. And also, if you like any of the products we're talking about tonight, you can shop on supplementwarehouse.com, mysupplementstore.com, BestPriceNutrition.com, and use coupon code FEB20, the number 20, and it gives you about 20% off almost everything on the site. So, all right, so let's see what else. A few other, okay, pro hormones. Which ones are the safest for having, I guess, the lowest DHT conversion? If I, even though the chances of losing hair is very low, if I am just super concerned about that, which pro hormones, I guess, should I stay away from?
I'd probably say 4-andros, because those actually have to go through a 3 or 4 step process of a conversion to convert into DHEA. Some of them might, and again, it all depends on how your body's actually prone to. So if you're prone to actually naturally having high DHT levels, yeah, taking a 4-andro can definitely increase that. But 1-andros, it only goes through the process of going from a DHEA sulfate to a straight DHEA in the body. So you don't have to worry about anything with that. Epiandros actually help with, I don't want to say blocking DHT, but it blocks one of the receptors from your body converting into DHT. So that's why like the dimethicene and the winstrol are really, really good for that. That's why they actually help with like leaning out and all that kind of stuff too. So, and you know, dihydrotestosterone is a lot stronger than natural testosterone itself, which is why it ends up aromatizing so easily into like estrogen and all that kind of stuff too. So generally speaking, these prohormones don't really, there's a very, very slim chance that it actually would convert into DHT. But again, if your body's prone to having high DHT levels already, I would definitely stay away from 4-andros.
Yeah. And that being said, to throw something else out there too, if you are really, really worried that you're someone who is prone to losing hair, there are other supplements that you can take to help block DHT. Boron is one of the most common ones, and then salt palmato is another one too. I usually, when I get those questions, those are two ingredients that you can throw on there to help block that DHT conversion.
Yep. Yeah, we sell both of them on the site.
Yep.
They're relatively inexpensive too.
Yeah,
so
boron is cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, salt palmato is cheap, but boron, I mean, you can get
It's like $6.
Yeah, I mean, less than $10 for an entire pot, like a
Yeah.
30-day supply. It's cheap. Grab it whenever you're, if you are really worried about that, grab a bottle of boron, grab a bottle of salt. We got plenty.
Okay. And you would just use that during your entire cycle? Do you have to use PCT as
You
well?
can- I mean,
I would.
boron,
Yeah.
boron, salt palmato, you can take year round. Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's say Jordan's getting married and his wife wants to get as beefy as him.
Oh,
Or wants to lean out, she wants that extra lean muscle mass, and
Sure.
she's considering a prohormone. What would you guys recommend as the safest prohormone with the least, I guess, androgenic side effects that you would recommend to her?
Well, I don't normally recommend prohormones for women. If you are going to just say, no, I'm going to take something, decabalin is like the easiest one that I would probably recommend for you. Now, again, while I try not to ever recommend prohormones for women, there are natural routes you can go to build muscle. One of the easiest ones is laxagenin. Love laxagenin. Block myostatin, build lean muscle, improve protein synthesis. Epicatechins, great. Actosterones, turcosterone.
Yep.
Any one of those that doesn't have any suppression to your hormones, before you jump to that prohormone route, I would highly recommend you look into any of these products. I mean, Blackstone Labs, High Tech, they got all of them.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go that prohormone route, I'd probably go with the decabalin.
Yeah, when I was working in the store, one of my top sellers for any of my women customers was Epicat from,
Epismash.
Epismash,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Epismash from Blackstone, which is a combination of epicatechin and laxagenin. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic products.
All right. Thank you there. Okay. Let's see. Let's jump into some of these other ones. Okay, so we've had lately, and I don't know why, a lot of questions about Pink Magic. That's a USP Labs product, which I believe High Tech makes.
Yep.
Now, there is a little bit of epiandro in there. They don't really state it as a prohormone, but because it does have that in there, should you limit the amount of time you take, and should you take a PCT?
I don't really think so, because you don't get any conversion from epiandros. And I mean, you still gotta remember, I mean, epiandro is still gonna be a metabolite of DHEA, which naturally does actually help boost testosterone as well too. So if you're throwing it in a testosterone booster, which I also think Pink Magic has the super laxagenin in there.
It could. I think it's got some turcosterone too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has the adjugatestosterone in there as well too. Yeah, so I mean, I don't really think with that. I've had some guys who were taking that all year round as like a regular test booster. So I don't really think with that you actually would need a PCT. So
okay. All right, that's good. Yeah, because I don't know why lately. I know John's gotten a few questions about it as well. So, all right. Let's go to, I don't want to talk about injectables. I don't want to talk about steroids. Let's go in here. Okay. I know this is based on, I guess, your diet and just your genetics, but can you give them an idea of the average amount of lean muscle mass you could gain from an 8-week cycle? Don't say 1 to 30. All right.
No, that I mean, as you just pointed out though, between diet, lifestyle, working out, even genetics, a lot of it does vary from person to person. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that is unfortunate. I could never answer to any customer we'd ever get. There's some people that might gain 10 pounds of lean muscle tissue. There's some that might just gain 3, to be honest. I mean, realistically speaking, it's just all about trial and error and to make sure that everything is on point. These aren't, I mean, pro hormones guys are not magic pills, you know what I'm saying? Like every other supplement, they're there to supplement what you're doing already. So, if you find that, you're not eating enough, then you should definitely keep eating in terms of trying to actually grow, maybe trying to lean out, cut back on the eating, do more cardio, throw in the pro hormones to help you keep on that lean muscle mass you already have, and keep that strength build up as well too. But yeah,
it's not an impossible, but it's kind of an impossible question to answer.
Right.
I mean, as
all
everyone
the
said,
variables go into it.
you're trying to grow, you need to be eating more calories than you're burning. You're trying to cut, you need to be eating less calories. So if you are trying to cut, you're probably not asking, well, how much muscle am I going to put on? You're probably going to be wanting to know how much, I guess, muscle, I mean, you may put on, but how much you're trying to keep on when you're dieting down. But again, I mean, if you're trying to bulk, I mean, someone who's eating 3,000 calories for someone who's eating 6,000 to 7,000 calories per day, there's going to be a difference in how much they gain.
Yeah.
And again, it varies person to person, metabolisms, all that stuff.
And you've taken some pro hormone cycles in your lifetime. What's the most successful that you've ever been with a pro hormone cycle?
Oh man, I think my Equipoise and Anavar had over 8 weeks. I probably put on like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Now, how much of that is muscle? You really got to go in depth to that. I might say like 6, 7. You know what I mean? If you are going on a bulk, you're gonna put on some body fat. You just got to accept that you can't put on nothing but pure muscle. You are going to put on a little bit of body fat. I mean, you're getting beefy.
Okay. Let's see. We get a lot of questions about these, like using certain pro hormones as a test base. So this gentleman wanted to know, I guess, can you run one test as a base and stack Superdrol the first month and Winstrol the second month?
Can, but you're not giving the other products enough time to actually build up in your system to actually have their full effects. So that's why for any stack, realistically speaking, of 2 individual based pro hormone or 3 individually based pro hormones, we always recommend the 8-week cycle, because with some of them, it will take almost 3 or 4 weeks for your body to recognize that the product is there before it actually gets to its fullest potential use. So switching from what was the first one that you said, the Anabol?
Superdrol to Winstrol.
To a Winstrol. You're going from a product that has a 4-andro in there to one that's just a pure epi-andro. It's like, your body's gonna get confused on what you're doing. It's like, are you trying to build? Are you trying to cut? So I'd say I would stick with going with just doing one test in Superdrol first, get your PCT done, and then your next cycle do a 1 test and a Winstrol to cut down basically. So.
Okay. And talking about the PCT here, we get a lot of questions about this. With a PCT, we usually recommend like a Romaplex or the Novadex XT. A lot of people want to know if they can take it during their cycle as well. Or is there any point to doing that? I guess.
Not really. I feel like it's kind of a waste. The only ingredients in there are made to kind of help with re-stabilizing your hormones to where they should be, because when you're taking any of the pro hormones, you are giving your testosterone a bit of a spike. So when they kind of come back down to the normal levels, you want to make sure that you are kind of, I want to say, slightly aromatizing your estrogen levels to make sure that they're not spiking up as well too afterwards and all that kind of stuff. So definitely taking it afterwards would be more beneficial than taking it during.
Yeah, and if you're going to take something during on cycle, you're asking the question. A Romaplex, obviously, Novadex, or keep it post-cycle, but High Tech makes a product, Testosterone 21, Fidosia Augustus, and Tonga Ali. You're someone who's trying to keep your testosterone levels on a little bit higher basis during your cycle. That'd be a great on-cycle testosterone support booster.
Yeah, and that Testosterone 21, great product. I mean, I take it when I'm not doing a pro hormone cycle. It's got, like you said, a lot of great ingredients. So it's just a great all-natural, again, I'm 43, testosterone 21. Was that supposed to be like have the testosterone of a 21-year-old or something. I don't know if that's what it's based on, but
Could be.
I feel great on it.
Do you feel
So
like a 21-year-old?
I always feel like it's in my head.
Okay.
In my head, I'm 21.
Okay.
Not 41, 21.
Yes, but cracks and everything. There's some old guys out there. Come on, you're with me. Okay, so one gentleman's about to do some Best Price Nutrition shopping. Great.
Nice.
Use Feb20, 20% off. Jordan, earlier you mentioned about you gained about 10 pounds on that stack. In an ideal world where budget's not an issue, is there a Prohormone mass stack that you would recommend for somebody?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking for like one single product, that's great for mass. Monsterplex right here from Innovative Labs. I mean, it's a 4-in-1 product. Another good one too, if you're just wanting to save a few extra bucks, Blackstone Labs Methaquad. You get a 1 andro, you're gonna get a 4 andro in there as well, and an aromastains. You're getting some estrogen blockage.
Epi-andro in there too.
Yeah, and epi-andro in there as well. So I mean, you're getting a 4-in-1. But yeah, the Monsterplex, that's a 4-in-1 Prohormone and plant-based natural muscle builder in there as well. So trying to save a little bit extra, Monsterplex probably be my number one go-to.
Okay. What if I'm the guy that just said that, hey, I won that $1 billion Powerball, I'm announcing it, and guess what? Budget's no issue. I got $1 billion.
One of everything. No,
Yeah.
just kidding. I mean,
What would be the stack to put together? Next 8 weeks, I'm rich and I want to get big.
You want to get big. Sussonat 250 is going to be my number one. Equipoise probably be my number two. Again, you're trying to get big. Equipoise, that 1.4 is going to convert to Boldenone, and one of the biggest factors about Boldenone is that it increases your appetite. So again, you're trying to put on weight, you need to be eating calories. So it's going to increase your appetite, allow you to eat more calories, build that muscle. So Sustanon, Equipoise, maybe you want to throw something in there too. I might try the new Decadurabalm as well. It's a strong 19 norandro, great for strength, great for muscle building. That would be a good 3 stack that I'd go with.
Okay. All right. I want to put in there, I did try the Equipoise before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a guy that tries to stay lean all the time. When you get to my age, you know, you gotta keep what you have. So, but I did try Equipoise when it came out because I was excited to try it. And I think I mention this all the time, but I had to stop after like 10 or 15 days because I was eating too much.
Were you eating pizza?
No,
He
I
eats
don't
pizza
eat
once every
pizza
2
that
years.
much. Yeah.
No bread?
But I was snacking constantly at
Yeah.
night. So I do agree. I mean, if you're a person that is having a tough time getting enough calories in during the day, that Equipoise is, I don't know what the hell's in there that does that, but
All alone.
Yeah, Boldenone actually, Boldenone metabolite, so
Yeah.
it actually does spike ghrelin in your body, which will actually increase your appetite tremendously to make you put on more size, realistically speaking.
yeah, I'm a believer. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was just snack after snack after snack. Jesus.
We love snacks though.
Yeah, snacks are good. Okay, let's switch it up here a little bit. We get this question a lot, and this just came in. Can I take a pre-workout that has caffeine and other stimulants with prohormones?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
You can take any other supplements you want with Prohormone, guys. So there's nothing wrong with doing that.
All right, that's an easy answer for you. Okay, another question that just came in. Now we get a lot of questions about these boxes over here. You know, there's the cutting, the bulking, which kind of makes sense what they are. You know, they're kits that make it easy for you to have your, I guess, 4 or 6 week cycle. The trifecta, which we got featured out here, what is the goal? What, you know, when would you recommend the trifecta kit?
In the trifecta, isn't it like the recomp stack?
It is like a recomp stack. I'm just looking at ingredients right here. I mean, you got epicats, epiandros, progesterone 3.5. So, I mean, that's your Form XT, your post-cycle. Forskolin, androsta 3.5. Yeah, I would say that's more of like a recomp. You're trying to build up a little bit of muscle, but you're trying to cut down a little bit. I would say that's more that route.
Okay.
Yeah.
More of a recomp.
You're trying to go through like a health phase, sort of say, where you're not trying to like really bulk up too much and trying to stay as lean as you can while already being lean. And so that way your rebound isn't, so let's say, for example, if you drop like 30 pounds in a month, and you know, if you end up eating a cheeseburger, you're gonna end up gaining 6 of them. You know, trying to keep that leanness without having a bad rebound. I think the trifecta kit would be really good for that.
Yeah.
And with that, because that kit's it's a 4 week kit, right? So do you guys normally recommend purchasing 2 kits to get the whole 8 weeks?
I would say so.
Yeah, because I mean, they do say, I believe, 6-week kit. However, it's only actually 4 weeks of pro hormones with 2 weeks of post cycle. So to really get the full benefit of it, you need to purchase 2 kits. That way you get 2 Form XTs, which is going to be the post cycle. That's what they call their post cycle. So each Form XT is going to get you 2 weeks. You got 2, you get 4 weeks. Simple math right there.
Okay.
2 + 2 is 4.
All right, next question. We got to be kind of careful how we answer this. First, congrats on beating cancer. That's awesome.
Well
My
done.
mom
Good
went
job.
through
Yeah.
breast cancer, and I know how hard it is to get back on things. But, you know, I'm not sure if this is, this could be something that they need to speak to their doctor about. But I guess in general, let's say if someone's trying to lose weight, because there's been a few questions about that, what is a prohormone stack that you guys would recommend to start trimming down and losing a lot of weight?
I would be kind of careful, actually. I would actually double check with your doctor for the most part. I would probably go along the lines of the natural compounds that we carry. So like elaxogenin, turkestrone, Epicat, anything like that. Because you won't have any direct effect to anything in the body. So I don't really think you're gonna have any oxidation or anything like that. So, but when it comes to the other products, I would definitely double check with your doctor just in case.
No, I would agree with that. I wouldn't go any further. That's probably
Yeah.
about all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you
In
just
depth
got to be
with.
careful with those kind of things. And but again, congratulations for beating
Yeah,
cancer.
well
That's
done.
that's
Seriously.
freaking awesome. Okay, so let's get through these questions, guys. Okay, we talked about alcohol. Okay, so this is actually one I got yesterday from a gentleman. And I think again, you guys are going to tell me it depends on the actual person. But do you have any idea of the increase in free level or free test points that a person could increase on prohormones?
That, yeah. It
Once
varies.
again, varies person to person.
And blood tests are more than likely needed for seeing the exact.
Yeah, taking a blood test beforehand to see where your levels are at, and then
Mhm.
taking another one actually after your PCT would be the most beneficial time to kind of see where your numbers are in terms of whether they went up or not, basically. However, I did actually get a couple of customers before when they were talking about the testosterone 21, how they said that their overall testosterone actually jumped up by 200 points
Yeah.
Oh, really?
after just one bottle. So that's why they wanted to keep continuing it to kind of keep it stable at that. But
Mhm.
that was just them, guys. Again, it's going to be different person to person, but I mean, hey, give it a try and honestly let us know.
All right. Yeah, testosterone 21's got some really good ingredients. And again, that's not a prohormone, so you can take it any time. If you're older, especially, I think it can do a lot of good things for you. All right. Let's see. Okay. So somebody's, starting their stack for the first time. They listen to you guys and doing an 8-week cycle. They're 5 days in and they're like, God, Edwin and Jordan lied. I'm not huge. Their videos suck. How long should it take before someone starts noticing results?
Well, I never said you'd get big in 5 days, but truthfully, it takes several weeks. Again, building muscle, it's a process. It's slow. Don't expect to be 5 days in, 10 days in, and you're like, well, I haven't gained 10 pounds yet. I might have gained half a pound or a pound. If you've gained half a pound or a pound in the course of 10 days, good for you, man. It's going to take time.
That's actually a lot.
Yeah, seriously, that's what I'm saying. That's good for you. So, I mean, again, give it time, several weeks. I mean, you might not be even a month in, and a month in, you're like starting to see maybe your first like physical change. Maybe you're a little bit leaner. Maybe your shoulders are filling out. Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks in, you're not going to really see much. But that's why we recommend going that full 8 weeks, because usually after week 4, you're probably going to start seeing some gains. But again, it takes time. It's a process. So, like, enjoy that ride. You got to put in that effort. You got to put in that work, and you will get there. But I mean, again, patience is really the key here.
Okay.
Consistency in training, food, especially. You know what I'm saying? If you're sitting there saying you're not getting big in 5 days, but you're only eating less than what you're supposed to be eating for your maintenance calorie base, definitely up the calories, and you might actually notice some size gain from there. So,
all right. Again, more questions. And guys, some of these questions have to do with like SARMs and
Oh, boy.
steroids and like the banned prohormones of the day. We're not going to get into those, unfortunately, but okay. So if someone calls in, and this has happened before, and they say, hey, you know, I got low test, but it's not low enough that my doctor will prescribe TRT to me. Will taking a prohormone help?
It could.
Mhm.
It wouldn't hurt to try it at least. You know, the one testosterone, that's actually that's my personal favorite, to be honest with you. It's a high dose to 1 DHEA. So again, your body naturally produces DHEA as a sulfate as a beginning stage of converting this into testosterone. So taking it, you know, you're gonna get that instant spike of testosterone that you pretty much need. So taking that, they kind of help you kind of overbear that little low T feel. I would say wouldn't hurt to try before going into anything else, basically. Yeah, I mean, give it a try again. See how you feel. See, you know, take it for the full 8 weeks. I mean, heck, if you really don't care, take it for the full 12 weeks. Kind of see how you feel based off that.
Mhm.
And then you can always throw in other andros in there as well too. So
Now if they're sometimes I believe when they say, you know, I need something to help me increase test because I have low levels. I mean, taking a prohormone is not going to. I mean, after you're done, you're going to drop back to none of those low levels, correct? Or is it going to keep you up there a little bit?
essentially, depends on how your body responds to it.
Okay.
There's some people that might stay stable. There's some people that might drop back down. But then you can always stick with a really good natural test booster afterwards if you don't want to continue on with prohormones like testosterone 21,
Mhm.
which then you can literally take that all year round and kind of help keep that stable number going for the full time being, even after getting off prohormone.
Yep.
Yep.
That's exactly what I usually recommend. So, all right. Now this gentleman, I use Blackstone Labs Abnormal, Chosen One, and Brutal Force. This is a stack we have, and I believe, and he's saying for a 12-week cycle. However, Brutal Force says to use Eradicate with Brutal Force, or Blackstone Labs, says to use Eradicate with Brutal Force, but you cannot use Eradicate for longer than 8 weeks. I believe you may be confused on the stack. I think we may say it's a 12-week stack. John, you may agree with this, or Madison. I believe when we say it's a 12-week stack, we're including the PCT, probably. So the prohormones, the Abnormal, Chosen One, and Brutal Force that you have is for 8 weeks, which you can use Eradicate throughout that 8 weeks. And then you jump on the PCT, which I think is PCT 5 for 4 weeks. So it's kind of an overall 12-week complete on-off cycle kind of thing. So hopefully that answers that. Okay, so we talked about the best for bulking, cutting. Someone's been taking prohormones, you know, is an expert at prohormones. They've taken it all. What would you recommend for them as the strongest, most advanced prohormone or prohormone stack that they could take?
To do what exactly though?
They just, I guess that's the question. What is, a lot of times we get that question. It's like, what's the strongest prohormone you have? You know?
I mean, overall strongest in terms of like the way it works in the body, I would say Sustanon 250 as the 4 andro, and then for 1 andro, I would say it's the 1 testosterone. So, I mean, again, stacking those with anything else, you know, it's all about, again, it depends on what you want to do. Depends on what the end goal is, depends on, you know, what you're trying to do during that period of time for us to be able to tell you what's a strong prohormone and then what's a strong stack to go with it. So.
Okay. I'm going to cut in here. It's 8 o'clock, and I just got a message. So as I mentioned earlier, we, over the past 2 weeks, for a lot of our customers, if you bought some high-tech products, you were entered to win 2 VIP tickets. And these are really nice tickets. They're each $400, so we didn't get them for free. We're just giving them to you guys, which include like reserve seating for Friday and Saturday night finals at the Arnold. 3-day Expo Fast Pass, which I know Jordan got a Fast Pass and he was excited about it. He kind of beat everybody to all the samples. But you get to the Arnold party, you get all this swag. So one winner is going to win tickets for two, for you and your girlfriend, you and your best buddy, or just you, and you just want to throw the other one away because you're like that. So we used our little randomizer tool. I think we had like 500-600 and people entered, and they just sent me the information. So the winner of the two tickets is Alexander Farkas. So Alexander Farkas, nice job. You are the winner of those two tickets. So we're going to email you tomorrow with the information on the tickets. We'll send them to you, and then yeah, you're going to have some sweet. You're going to have a freaking good time. But it's the Arnold Festival that's in Columbus, Ohio, from March 2nd to the 5th, I believe. So this gives you access to all 3 days at the expo. And again, the Friday night finals and the Arnold Saturday night finals and a bunch of other sweet stuff. So if you don't have someone, or Jordan's going to be there. He'll sit by you. You can talk about pro hormones the whole night. So again, Alexander Farkas will be emailing you. Great job, and thanks for everybody for entering.
Well done.
All right, back to the questions. 8 o'clock. Okay. I think we've talked about this a little bit, but specific question. This guy's 47 years old, 190 pounds, 13.5% body fat. He's used pro hormones before. He wants to get down to 10% body fat and at the same time kind of increase a little bit of lean muscle. Build his stack.
One test, dimethazine. You want to throw a third one in there, decabolin, decadurabolin. And then if you're interested, you are trying to lean out and you want to throw in a fat burner in there, I'd go with the Livestream. But yeah, one test dimethazine would probably be my best recommendation for you.
Or go to BestPriceNutrition.com and buy the Edwin cutting stack.
Which one? The
Yeah,
original or the
yeah.
2.0?
Oh, there's a 2.0.
You know what? Let's
huh?
be a little razzle dazzle to get the 2.0. It's the new
2.0.
Decadurable to throw in there.
All right, there you go. That's easy to find. Edwin's 2.0 cutting stack. It's got a picture of your mug on there too, doesn't it?
It does.
Yep.
John,
It'd be
pick a good
nice,
one.
we probably should start getting you some signatures on the bottles.
We should.
We have to charge extra for that though.
Yeah.
Because he's going to charge us for that. So
Probably would.
all right. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, back to the other questions. Let's see. Okay. Dealing with injuries, or maybe you get sick. Say you're 3 weeks in your cycle and you break your hand, or what did Brad do here that one time? He tore his pectoral muscle. Yeah, he's lifting heavy and tore his pec. What's the procedure if that happens when you're on a cycle?
If you're still able to work out for the most part, you can continue it and finish it. You might as well.
I broke both my hands. They're like this now.
Okay, then yeah, no. If that's the case,
Like
you
that.
definitely want to stop. Stop for the time being until you're able to work out again. If you still have the other ones, they have a really long shelf life, so you don't have to worry about them expiring, going bad.
Did you jump on like a PCT right away, or does
No,
it depend
you should
on the?
be fine. I don't think you're gonna have that bad of an effect after just 3 weeks. If you want to play it safe, yeah, go ahead, go on PCT. But for the most part, yeah, I would say stop for the time being, heal yourself up properly, and then get back on it to start your recovery process afterwards.
Okay. All right, Daniel asked, I think you guys pointed this out earlier, but is it safe to take pro hormones for a 12-week cycle?
Depending on the pro hormones, again, if you want to push it, yeah. So any of the one andros, like the one test, one AD, or the epiandros, dimethazine, Winstrol, primobolan, you can definitely run them for 12 weeks.
Okay. Next one, let's see. Again, this is probably going to depend on the person. But say you did a lean muscle, maybe a cleaner bulk stack. how much of that muscle do you think you can keep when you get off that cycle?
If you're continuing to do the same things even after you're done with the cycle, in terms of like eating wise, training, all that kind of stuff, I don't see why you can't keep a majority of it, to be honest.
Yeah, and that he brings up a really good point. Is you have to continue doing the same thing that you were doing. If you get off a pro-hormone cycle and you drop your calories, you're gonna start losing all that muscle that you got on cycle. You don't follow PCT correctly, you're gonna start losing all that muscle you got on cycle. So continuing the same route you were going during those 8 weeks, you need to stay doing that during your post cycle. You want to maintain everything.
Okay. Question is coming in. Okay, would you stack Decadurabolin with Halodrol or Sustanon 250 if you want to put on max size?
You could do like Sustanon 250
Yeah.
and Decadurabolin together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be the better option. I mean, I do like the Halodrol. Halodrol's fantastic. I got nothing bad to say about it, but I mean, just as much mass as possible, Sustanon's going to be the better option.
Okay. This is kind of an easy question, and I guess we just be careful with the way we answer it. But a gentleman's asking. I'm guessing it's a gentleman. I guess it could be a woman, but there's no names on these, so they're just coming in. Are all the prohormones we sell non-methylated post-ban prohormones?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. If they weren't, we wouldn't be able to sell them.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. No, everything that we sell is legal, non-methylated, post-ban. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to get into the advantages of the previously now legal prohormones, but just to let you know, all the ones that we do sell, yes, are 100% legal. Okay. This one is probably not. I'm not sure if this is a pro-hormone related question. Oh, thank you, John. I got my own. Sorry. Yeah, I know.
Brian, sponsored by Brian.
Can muscle be maintained with less calories but higher protein intake and maybe adding creatine?
That would be a maybe, to be honest with you. I don't see, I mean, obviously, keeping high protein into your diet definitely help with holding on to as much lean muscle as your body has. And this was, you said after cycle, right?
I think this is just a fitness question in general.
Again, depends on how your body is. I mean, you always want to keep a high protein diet no matter what, whether it's building muscle, losing fat, or whatever it is. High protein is the definite way to go. And the creatine, well, here's the thing with creatine, guys. You guys actually need to take it with some kind of sugar. So, having some kind of carbohydrate with it definitely will maximize the effects of it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see why you can't, because you're getting the benefits from the creatine along with keeping high protein. It can actually hold on to a lot of lean muscle tissue. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys have just regular fitness or supplement questions, these guys are here to answer those as well. Okay. A couple questions. For women, we talked about, you guys mentioned that for women, you'd recommend like a Decabolin being the best for the least amount of side effects. I think we've, for women, we've recommended Harmonize for a PCT. But I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on PCTs and women taking prohormones?
The Harmonize is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be taking Novodex and
Right. There'd be no point in that.
Rimaplex.
Yeah.
No, I mean, for women, the PCT is going to be Harmonized. Blackstone made a fantastic formula to help balance women's hormones. I mean, it improves mood, skin health. I mean, it's a really well-rounded product. So that is going to be the only product that I would recommend for women.
Okay. So, all right. Let's see. Talk about that. Okay. What if someone's worried about water retention and gyno, what's the best prohormones they can take if they're concerned about that?
A one test.
Probably
any one andro, I would say.
Yeah, probably no 4 andros if you're worried about like water retention. That's just Yeah.
If you are on a 4 andro and you are worried about a little bit of aromatization during your cycle, you can always take aromastane, which is technically an AI during your cycle to help minimize water retention from any of the 4 andros or any kind of gyno buildup or estrogen flaring up or anything like that. So
What's
that
an AI stand for?
aromatase inhibitor. So it blocks aromatization of estrogen in the body.
Is that what causes gyno?
Yeah, that's just a high flare of estrogen, which is the tissue that so estrogen gets to the tissue of gyno and actually help and builds it up, basically makes it a lot thicker and fatter. So
Yep. Yeah, and that's something that guys would be scared about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Oh, let's okay. So potential side effects when taking prohormones, like a lot of these are rare, but hair loss, depression, erectile dysfunction, infertility. I mean, these things are. Do people taking these prohormones have to worry about that?
I mean, like I said, the case is very, very rare when it comes to any of these, to be honest with you. Because they're not that hard in the system to where they completely, like, for example, like infertility. Again, that for the most part that actually kind of is genetic, and these don't really suppress your natural hormones to where you would have to worry about being infertile. Erectile dysfunction. I mean, there could be other things. There could be other variables that go into that. High stress causes ED as well. Poor circulation causes ED also. So again, so many different variables go into so many different things. And like I said earlier, if you're prone to high DHT levels, like listen, if you're genetically prone to going bald, you're gonna go bald. Like that's the thing to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know guys who are in their early 20s that are already going bald, but that's because balding is in their family line. So, can these prohormones increase those? Very, very slightly, very, very slim. But again, you could be the rare case, but who knows? So,
No, I agree.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Just had one here. Yes, I get this one a ton because people are worried about side effects. So a lot of them are like, well, what if I just take 1 tablet a day instead of 2? Is that going to diminish side effects? Is that going to diminish their results? Is that even something, or should they just be, if they're worried about that, just not even take them?
I think 1 tablet a day compared to the 2 really isn't going to do much because the product is still going to have that buildup in your body. At that point, you're kind of just prolonging the effects happening. So if you are one of those people who are like, well, it's been 5 days and I haven't gotten big yet, okay, well, you're not following directions. So, yeah, no, I don't think those would minimize any kind of side effects that would potentially happen. But
Okay. All right. Another question that comes in: can prohormone shut you down?
No, it's not going to happen like that.
yeah,
No. If there's any suppression, it's like very, very, very minuscule.
yeah,
But yeah, like a full shutdown, it's not going to happen with these.
yeah. I think, and I think it only comes from the 4 andros, and I believe it's around like 6%. So it's extremely low.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question just popped in. I think we kind of discussed this a little bit earlier, but would it be better to take a natural test booster along with a PCT or after pro? Oh, yeah. Would it be better? I guess. Okay, if we recommended Aromaplexy or Novadex, would it be good to add a testosterone 21, for example, as part of their PCT?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd recommend that.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to give yourself a little extra boost? Yeah. Test one would be perfect.
Okay. Yep. There you go. Best natural muscle builders you guys would recommend during their off time of prohormones?
I love Lexogen 100. I take that all year round. I think it's a fantastic product. I take 200 milligrams of that a day, so I take 2 tablets a day. I feel like it's been very effective the way I feel, the way my body is, even in terms of like composition, strength, great pumps in the gym, nice muscle fullness, great muscular stamina. I did try testosterone also, I thought that one was really good too. But with that one, I did end up building up to 4 tablets a day.
So did I.
So-
Yep, I think that's a common thing.
It
Is,
Yeah.
is, yeah, because that's exactly what I'm on to. But I love the Lexogenin, and the turkesterone is something I frequently take. But I do take 4 tablets per day,
Yep.
so the bottle does go a lot quicker.
yeah, it's a great, yeah, you take 4 tablets a day. That's only lasting you 15 days.
Mhm.
But I've when we first got the turkesterone in, I was excited about it because, High Tech's known for quality ingredients.
Yep.
There's been that stuff out there where a lot of these products have come back where there's like really
There's no
hardly
Nothing
any
there,
in them. So if you've had a bad experience with turkesterone, look at the brand you were taking, and maybe try High Tech. But the 4, again, yeah, I mean, I think the first time I took it was over Christmas of last year, and not only was I stronger, did I get bigger, my diet was shit, but I was still leaning out,
Mhm.
which was crazy.
Yeah.
I think I brought it up. I woke up one morning, I think it was like the day after Christmas, and I was like, oh wow. I ate like shit yesterday, but I still looked good.
The one day he had pizza.
I think it was Indian food, but yes, I did have pizza last year. So yeah, I agree. Turkesterone, Lexogenin, and there's the other one. What's the other one from High Tech? The
Ectosten?
Ectosten as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people actually have really good results with stacking the Ectosten with the turkesterone, because that way you're getting the benefits of both of them.
Mhm.
Getting into your system a lot easier, a lot more efficiently too. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. A few things I wanted to point out here, just in the middle of the questions here, was which I guess I can ask you guys, both of you would know this. Why, some comments have been, hey, last time I ordered, they were dark yellow. This time I ordered, they were light yellow. Did you guys sell me some fake product? Me personally, talking to High Tech, it depends on their equipment, and the lot that they're coming out. Sometimes the dyes aren't as strong. But have you guys heard about that, or
No,
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I think it has to do with like how they're being processed and all that kind of stuff. So, like you said, if the dyes aren't really that strong, if it's gone through a batch already and the machine's still running, it gets really, really hot. So it might end up actually like burning the color a little bit. So, but I mean, other than that, you're not really taking away from what's in the tablet itself.
Yeah, the effectiveness is still the same. And again, the High Tech, for those who don't know, is out of Georgia, and it does definitely get hot there during the summertime too. So we get a lot of customers complaining that their tablets look a little bit softer and melted. I mean, it's still going to do the same thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It is, weather affects it, and again, the machines, it just depends on the batch and the lot number.
Yep.
But again, it's the same formula. It hasn't changed in some time, not since obviously DMAA was banned. But again, it's still the same product.
All right. Another question we get, I just want to respond to, is you get a lot of times why, if you shop at Supplement Warehouse, Best Price Nutrition, my supplement store, why our prices are so much cheaper than High Tech. If you go to High Tech's websites, they're much more expensive than us. And while they don't tell us why, I'm assuming it's because they want to sell they want their retailers to sell their product.
Mhm.
They don't want to rely on their own. So, that's why they stay at a higher price. So it pleases the retailers like us. Because why would we sell a product at a higher price than the manufacturer selling it?
Exactly.
So again, we're not selling a fake product, which somebody called us out on, right? Yes. It's just that's the reason for it. And further belief, we got Edwin here that used to work for High Tech, and we have direct contact with High Tech all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, most brands, websites, yeah, they're just showing you guys how much the product is actually worth, like how much they want. Like if you were to buy it straightly from them, that's how much you're paying retail price. But coming through a retailer from us, you do get a discounted price because we partner up with them.
Yep.
And we are also selling their products for them as well. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe this is a fake question,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to find it on the site. How do you spell turkesterone? Okay. I don't always spell that one correctly, and I'm not going to try right now, but it's just start with Turk, Turk, and it's going to pop up in the search bar.
Did they spell it incorrectly in there?
Somebody did. I don't think it's a legit person.
Turkistrone?
Yes.
Turkisterone.
I'm guessing it's one of these two over here.
Turene. Yes. There we go. Boom.
So you spell it? Okay.
And 650, 650.
650.
Yes. Okay. Or just put in Turk. It'll come up.
Turk. 650.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Another question on those LG stacks. Have we used any of the LG Sciences stacks, and what are our opinions versus the high tech?
Personally, I've never used them before. I'm much more big on buying my ingredients singly because you tend to get better dosing from buying the ingredient just on its own.
Yeah.
Now, if you just want something that's all in one, you don't have to buy individual ingredients. The kits are that'd be much more your route.
Yeah.
But I've never used the kits, so I don't know personally what their effect is, but I like and I get good results from high-tech's single dose prohormones. I prefer those much.
Yeah, so the kits are basically made so like if you are ever like confused about like which product should I stack together, all this and that, and if it's during a time or point where like none of us can answer the question for you, the kits are always easy. Obviously, cutting stack, that's in the name itself, or bulking stack, same thing. And then there's a little trifecta, and then battle hardener. I mean, obviously it's hardening agents that are in there, so kind of like cutting, sort of say. So those make it a lot easier for anybody who wants to purchase them to know exactly what you're getting out of it and what it's going to do, basically. So whereas some of these other ones, you're going to get a bit confused because each one of them has a different breakdown of what it does, and then it's there and go back and forth. So just if you are confused and it's your first time taking prohormones, if you want to just try a stack, just go with one of the kits, see how you feel off that one before branching off into a single dose one.
Okay, and in the same line of that, you talked about stacking those two together. What do you think about people like if they did like the cutting stack for the first 4 months and then move to the battle hardener stack? Is that something that's smart to do, or should they stick to the same stack for the entire 8 weeks?
So compared to the question that we were asked earlier, with that you actually can do. So I think what the other guy was asking if you could take the 1 testosterone
And the
super
Superdrol,
draw,
yeah.
So if you're taking the cutting stack and then move on to the battle hardener either afterwards, they're doing the same thing essentially. So you are basically trying to cut down and then get harder and leaner at the same time. So yeah, those would be two that you can definitely stack together. If you were trying to do the bulking stack and then go right into a cutting stack, okay, that's kind of, you're not giving yourself enough time to do either one, basically. So,
all right. Hopefully that answers your question. Back to side effects. So I'm always careful how to answer this, but maybe you guys, we're not directly recommending it, but can prohormones affect blood pressure?
for andros slightly can, because you're going to get some water retention from them because of the slight estrogen conversion. So anytime your body starts to retain a bit more water, that does affect blood pressure. So as I said earlier, one of the products you can take to actually kind of minimize that little bit of water retention that you do get is the Ermistane. You can take that during your cycle of any 4 andros, so that way you're not getting as much of water retention compared to like a 1 andro or anything like that. So again, it's very, very slight bit. Now, if you're already on the verge of getting high blood pressure and your diet's complete garbage too, then you should go see your doctor.
All right. Let's see here. Here's another one related to weight loss. I'm guessing it's going to be the same question or the same answer, but I'm 53, 240 at 15% body fat. What are the best prohormones to lean out? I'd like to get around 230.
That's pretty solid, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
The 53, yeah, 240 at 15% body. That's pretty solid, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, basic kind of cutting stack.
Yeah.
One test, dimethazine. Edwin's cutting stack.
That's kind of
Really can't go wrong with that. Sebastian, you're the man.
Oh, sweet. Man.
Shout out Sebastian.
Yep. We'll try to get a signed picture of him on there,
I'll print one up.
Okay, another question. How long does it take for the androgen receptors to fully recover from a cycle?
I'd say fairly quickly. I mean, you go through your PCT and then lean off for 4 weeks. You should be cleared by then, to be honest with you, because again, they don't have direct access to androgen receptors. Prohormones are all going to be metabolites to two different androgens. So you're not getting full conversion, which is why you also don't get full suppression or suppression at all. So in terms of clearing them out, you should be good afterwards, especially the fact that their half-lives are very, very short as well. So.
All right. Going through some of these. Okay. We talked about bulking and cutting. What's your recommendation for if someone's they want to hit PRs, they want to beat all their buddies on their bench, on their deadlift, on their squat? What would you guys recommend as far as the stack for those person to take to hit those goals?
Sustanon, maybe Decadurabon. I'd definitely say, like, from previous experience, I've never taken the Decadurabon, but I've taken the Deca before, and it really definitely helps me with strength. And then the Sustanon is just fantastic for putting on great muscle mass. And again, if you are trying to get stronger, you're going to need to put on some weight. Good muscle mass. Sustanon 250 and probably Decadurabon would be my recommendation.
I'd probably say the same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, and then along that same lines, for a total body recomp, what would you guys' choices be?
I would say one test, and then probably you try either Decadurabon, or even try Primobolan. So that's a very underlooked prohormone, but I actually like the blend that it has. Because that one you get a 3-in-1. You get a 1-andro, you get an epiandro, and then you get the 6-keto DHEA, which is a DHEA sulfate metabolite. So that actually helps to lower cortisol as well too. Kind of helps with leaning out overall. So
yeah, and when we got you guys here, so the Superdrol, I've noticed, is probably one of the few prohormones that has the 6-oxo in it. Is that correct? Or am I totally off base on this one?
We got a Superdrol bottle up here.
yeah.
Yes. The 6-oxo for. You have any idea? We got a lot of questions about that. I don't know too much about that ingredient.
I think that is a 6-keto DHEA, if I'm not mistaken. No, this one's 6-keto. Never mind. 6 ounces. Was that a bioflavonoid?
I have stumped him.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm stumped.
Stump. So it's got a triangle on it.
Yeah, I think it's the. We got Superdrol here.
We get a 6-ounce.
Oh, we have a single.
That's the test booster.
Yeah.
High tech.
There's actually a
booster.
Yeah, sometimes we get some like limited release products from High Tech, and I think we got a few 6-oxo in. But we get that question all the time, and I'm not quite sure because it's really that's the only product that has that actual ingredient in it.
Yeah, I mean, besides, 4-andro, 1-andro, epiandro, androstenolone, ajuca. So you get turkesterone in here as well. But yeah.
Is that the same ingredient, John? Or
I would assume so. 6-oxo test, lean mass gainer.
Yeah.
So 6-oxo is actually a form of 4-andro.
Okay. Interesting.
okay,
So
we'll have to.
to do some more research.
I think it's the way that it's binded to itself and the way it actually releases in the body.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Look at us being environmentally friendly. We'll try to get some more information on that one, but that is, I wasn't sure because Superdrol is one of the most expensive for the.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, what I just found out is that it actually blocks. So 6-oxo actually helps to block the conversion of testosterone to estradiol, which estradiol is actually the initial metabolite of estrogen. So so whenever so if you're worried about estrogen conversion, the 6-oxo stops that conversion from happening. So since 4-andros actually do have a higher direct conversion to testosterone, the 6-oxo I'm guessing is thrown in there to actually stop any conversion of estrogen. So,
okay, perfect.
there we go.
Thank you. Let's see.
Not stumped anymore, guys.
Okay. Let's trying to get some last minute questions in for you guys. Let's see. Okay, last, I guess one of the last questions is with, we talked only a little bit about aromatase. Are there certain prohormones you should take aromatase? Should you take aromatase the entire cycle? Should you only take it when you've seen types of side effects come up? Or what's the best protocol for taking aromatase as part of your cycle?
I mean, my usual recommendation is anytime you have a 4-andro, I recommend grabbing it. I usually don't recommend, I mean, obviously you can take it during the entire cycle, but I usually don't recommend it unless you start having any side effects of higher estrogen. Excess water weight, mood swings, acne, especially if you are prone to acne, that might be something that might benefit you is having that aromatase. You might notice that aromatase recommends taking at least like 2 per day. I would probably just start with a single tablet per day. You don't want to overdo it. Again, you don't want to crash your estrogen. Crashing your estrogen is actually a lot worse for you than destroying your testosterone. So
Yeah.
it's a great on-cycle support to help, but you don't need to overdo it on your
I say the same thing, honestly.
Okay. All right, we're getting to a little past 8:30. I know we were a little late getting to the show, but I guess to end this, just, right now or since our last show or in general, starting with you, Jordan, I guess, what's going to be your next, cycle? I mean, what's your next goal in mind and what products are you going to take?
Yeah, so all the holidays are past. I mean, my next goal in the next few weeks is to get really strict on dieting. It's time to start prepping for summer, and now's the time to really do it. One thing I've always been guilty of is waiting till the last couple weeks before summer to start cutting down. So if I'm going to jump on a cycle, I haven't fully decided, but I might look at something like one test in dimethicene. That's pretty straightforward. Throwing a thermogenic in there because my cardio is going to start kicking up. So I might throw something like lipodrine. I'm big on non-stim fat burners, so I like yohimbine. I love L-carnitine. High-Tech's brand, one of their brands, Top Secret Nutrition. I really like their Fireball L-carnitine. L-carnitine, Grains of Paradise, a lot of thermogenics. So,
And what flavor are you getting?
I'm a cherry guy. I
Oh.
don't do the Fireball. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's just.
Yeah, I would drink Fireball, but you want to eat pizza.
Yeah, seriously. Yes, so thyrogenic too. If you're not someone who wants to take liquids at all, Condeblav's thyrogenic has always been a staple one that I normally, even when I'm like bulking, I love taking it for cardio because it makes me sweat like crazy. And then yohimbine as well. But as far as like prohormones go, one test, dimethicene, and I may throw in a decabalin, completing the Edwin stack.
Sure, mine has Winstrol in there.
Oh, Winstrol is not. Well, I was wrong, but I like
Sorry.
dimethicene.
We kind of know what Edwin's favorite products are and what he takes,
course.
but so I'm going to ask you a different question, Edwin.
Sure.
This one just came in, and honestly, I probably should have brought it up. Ostaplex, is marketed as a P-SARM. So why is it considered that? And what would be the use of taking Ostaplex as a goal?
So Ostaplex is only called a SARM because of an extra ingredient that it has in there. So the main ingredient in there is the 19-nor. So very similar to what the decabalin has, or decabalin has. So it has that conversion to nandrolone, but then it also has an ingredient called eucomia, which is very similar to Blackstone Labs Halo. So what that ingredient does, it actually helps to open up your androgen receptors, keep them open for a longer period of time. But it only binds to certain ones. It doesn't bind to all of them. If it did, then you'd start having suppression. It only binds to certain ones, so very similar to what a SARM does. But that's why it's considered a SARM, sort of say. It's not exactly a SARM, but it helps to, again, activate your certain androgen receptors in the body, keep them open for a longer period of time, so that way the 19-nor can actually do its trick with those receptors.
That's very interesting. Okay. So again, it is a P-SARM, but it is legal, unlike, the other SARMs that are out there for human consumption. So with that Ostaplex, is there a specific reason to take it? Is it better for bulking? Is it better for cutting?
You can use it for both. just depending on depending on how you want to use it, depending if you're stacking it with anything else. I've seen some people do a recomp with it because of what it is. But yeah, it can be used for either or, to be honest.
Perfect. All right, guys, I think we made it through this. Again, I want to apologize for earlier. We ran into some technical issues with the URL, so hopefully you were able to join us. If not, you can always watch this video, right? Anytime. Yep. Yeah, you always can come back here and watch, and you can answer questions and everything. But I want to thank Jordan. Thank you for coming back, Edwin. Hopefully you've learned a lot tonight. And again, if you want to buy anything that we talked about on the show tonight, you can find it at supplementwarehouse.com, BestPriceNutrition.com, MySupplementStore.com, and through 8 a.m. Central Time, or whenever John gets to the office in the morning, we are going to have 20% off almost everything on the site. You're just going to use the coupon code. It's late. Coupon code FEB20. And I can spell it. It's FEB, the number 2 and the number 0. FEB20. Just use that at checkout, and that'll take 20% off almost everything on the website. So thanks for joining us. Thank you for coming out, both of you. And again, have any questions, just let us know. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.